I'm excited for that to come. Oh my god, it's snowing on this map.
It is.
That's
In fact,
pretty
we
cool.
should just look at this map. The game just started. See their timers at 15 seconds. This is game 1 between Jig and Huck. An
Yes.
epic best-of-5 winner gets that all-expenses-paid trip to IEM Global Finals at New York City.
So let's play a game.
Okay.
Let's say I asked a random viewer on the stream, right? And I say,
Okay.
hey, random viewer. Let me actually look at the chat and see what kind of random viewers we have. Hey, Yomo TV. Or hey, Yosu P-Mang. Or hey, Zerk HP, Golden Coyote, Ghost of Soldier, Killer.
What about Fur?
Fur?
Yeah,
Hey, Fur.
I like
Hey,
Fur.
Lee J, 1119. Hey, Kneebled. I go to them and I say, best of 5. One of the players is the legendary Evil Genius's Huck. You know, Yellow Protoss player. And he's playing up against Jig, which I thought was a peanut butter brand when I first started casting it, which is, I realized, I looked it up, I got some tweets on Twitter, people are like, Axel Toss, it's not Jig, you're thinking of Jeff, it's with an F. Thank you to you guys who told me that. So, if I ask these people who they think would win, what would most of them say, you think, probably?
Oh, for sure, Huck.
Yeah, right? But let me
But
tell
what
a
if they've
little
been watching the
right.
streamer the last couple days?
See, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
How many of these random viewers have been watching our past 2 days of content and have been seeing Jig actually crushing
Yeah.
well-established pros? It's one of those things where it's like, who is this guy? Do not underestimate him. He can beat Huck. It is possible. He is in this match, first of all. He is in this best of 5. Winner best of 5 goes to IEM New York City. But Huck is Huck.
Oh, Huck's going to miss the hatch block. That's a little bit sad. He's going to pretend to be threatening cannon rush. What is Jig going to... You know, Jig might already be assuming he's gateway expanding. There'll probably be buildings out here, so... That fake... You know, the idea of sending the probe back there is maybe Jig sends a drone back there.
Yeah.
I know it's just one less drone mining, right? Jig's not falling for it, man.
He's not. He's not worried about a cannon rush. Now, the map is Polar Night Ladder Edition. Very long rust distance. The third is a little bit weird. It's
Yes.
like there's rocks leading to the back door, to a backdoor expansion.
But there's so many different thirds you can take.
Yeah.
It's not even clear, like... Is this your third? Is this your third?
There's rocks there.
Is this your third?
Maybe. I think it's Protoss. That one's my third.
Which one? The one in the back?
No, that one.
This one?
Right there, yeah.
That's pretty open, though.
It is.
Roaches are going to be
It's just-
scary.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
Maybe, yeah.
For Zerg, that's the one I take. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
The third, I'd probably take the one in the back. I don't know. It's so situational too.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
just shooting 2 base on. There you go.
There you
You
go.
don't have to worry about a third. My third is going to be in between the choke, like right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
And
just
you
put it
didn't
there.
you photon overcharge
yeah,
it?
and I can recall there if I want.
Yeah, great move.
Yeah. That's what I would do.
So
now all the
build
viewers.
Nexus here.
Right.
I mean, while you're attacking through the back,
Exactly.
and then they're worried about then boom, you recall right here. And
Yes. No, this is what I do in ladder games.
Yeah.
I don't, yeah. It's just. And now our viewers are understanding why I'm not in this tournament, which is fine. You know what? You guys can. You can watch Jig and Huck. That's what you can do.
Absolutely.
That's what you should do, because this is an awesome match.
One thing Jig is doing is he didn't get speed before his third hatchery. A lot of Zerg players don't feel comfortable against a gateway expand, getting the third hatchery before going for speed. And Jig hasn't even gotten a gas yet. He's like mineral, mineral, mineral all the way. And both methods can work. The idea is, if you get speed leans, you use them to deny pylons until they can't warp in aggressively, right?
Right.
But if you're playing Huck, like, have you ever seen Huck not get proxy pylon up? Like, I've seen Zergs have like 95% of the map covered in vision, and all of a sudden your Zealots warping in your main base. And you're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Huck. Oh, nothing more needs to be said. The master of sneaking in pylons is EG's Huck. So Jig's like, I won't even bother trying to stop it. I'll just focus on economy so I can overwhelm any attack he does with just massive amount of units.
Yeah, I mean, these two Stalkers just trying to poke, just trying to keep Jig honest and scout out unit composition, I think is great. And he spots that fast third, and he shouldn't lose these Stalkers, I don't think.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen.
Even the Sentry joining the party there. Recognizing his... Oh, no, Overlord. Where are you going, Overlord?
He's going the wrong way.
Yep.
He booked the wrong flight. He booked that flight that fell out of the sky and turned into a TV show, Lost. He made that mistake. Is that too soon? Is that a spoiler? I'm always afraid to make references because I'm just going to spoil something.
You're good, man.
Okay.
You're good.
Stop talking about other stuff, Axel Toss. Talk about StarCraft.
So we do see some roaches coming up in case of like a 4 Zealot Warp. And meanwhile, on the Huck front, he's just actually retreating. He does have some gateways, but he hasn't gotten any tech yet, which is interesting. He hasn't really revealed his decision of where to go in this game yet. And because of that, Jig isn't really too worried. Just a few Zerglings, a few roaches. But taking a look at the economic front, only 43 drones. So I think Jig wants to get a few more of those. He is working on there. And double evos and drones. Oh, he's going to find us, of course, with the watchtower. Meanwhile, Huck's pushing out with the Mothership Core. More sentries coming out from Huck and more probes. So I think we're going to see a fairly quick third base from him. That's the only thing that really makes sense given the lack of tech.
Well, what if he just adds like 4 gateways right now?
Yeah. I don't see that working.
Okay,
But
I don't see it either.
I could see him doing it. I've seen him do that before.
It's an option.
Yeah. But here comes the probe. I do think... Actually, he's trying to sneak in here.
Huck is good with sneaky probes.
He
trains his probes like Batman.
Wait, did it just thread the needle?
That's another spoiler. Dang it.
I think he threaded the needle.
Again, I'm not even surprised, man.
Like, the Zerglings are patrolling everywhere, and probe, like, finds the one
probe's
angle.
in the League of Shadows.
Oh, man.
He's the Joker that no one can find. He's always one step ahead. Speaking of one step ahead, sneaking up the ramp.
Oh, now the Jig is up, though, and Huck's coming in here. But does Jig have enough units to defend this?
Oh, man. Twilight Council down behind this. So this isn't a 100% committed attack. Oh, forces go down. Drones, the box of pain. Those drones are all going to be roasty toasted. Time Warp's going to go down to slow down these roaches and
the drones might escape, actually.
Wow. Oh, they're going to try to attack, saying, you know what? You guys forgot to kill me.
Poor guys.
And the hatch are going to get taken out. There's no recall, or is there? That doesn't seem quite halfway. Yeah.
It's getting there, though.
Doesn't need it. Taking on the hatcher. Great pick off there from
Huck. But if he loses some sentries...
Oh, those are good force fields, too.
Yeah. Huck is really good at this game, man.
Yep.
Although he actually losing a couple sentries. And it's not totally over, you know. This was very, very bad for Jig, but there's not too much of a fallout for Huck. He does have, like I said, the blink and a +2, but there's no third base. There's no, like, immortals, and it's going to be hard to get a good sentry count back up again if he wants to go Stalkers. Now, the problem is what can Jig do against the mass Stalkers? He needs to get roach speed.
Yes.
He has lair. He needs roach speed. That's so super important. Jig.
That's something you get. That's like why you get the lair.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is. Stalker's coming up. Sentry's very low in health, but again, they don't have speed. Stalkers microed decently. Should be fine. There we go. Pulling back the weakened Stalkers there.
And the roaches don't have speed,
They
so the
can't run.
Stalkers just...
You can't run from the Stalkers.
Yeah.
You only run if he wants you to get away. You only get away if he wants you to get away.
1-1 upgrades just finished for Jig. So, I think you should just sack the hatchery, honestly. You can't fight off creep with non-speed roaches.
I think taking a third there on the right-hand side might be a good option at this point.
Yeah.
Like while that was happening, instead of replacing it there at that existing third, putting it there on the right-hand side, a little bit further away from Huck's army, and gives you more time if he has to go over there to try to defend that. And now he's going to place that down, moving the spine crawlers there as well. I like that move.
Yep.
And behind this, no third just yet here from Huck, which is fine. He understands. He took down his opponent's third.
He needs to get the robo, which he did. That's very smart.
Yep, absolutely.
And we have this Mothership Core. It sees what's going on, but Huck knows roach speed is probably almost done now. And moving out with non-blink stalkers against speed roaches is pretty much suicide unless you have a lot of sentries, which he doesn't. Even with blink, actually with blink and with Huck micro, I think he'd be fine. But he does want to wait for that blink. And it's seconds from getting up. Looks like he's going to play defensive. He's saying, you know, my work is done.
My work here is done.
Pace.
Okay. Roach is coming forward. I don't know about this. Blink is up. This is not going to work out.
Too many. There's more
stalkers. This is a lot of dead roaches.
Yeah.
Someone needs to call the exterminator. Huck is going to start getting called in the yellow pages because he knows how to get rid of roaches. Chris Loringer.
Aggressive blinking.
Pest control extraordinaire. Time warp going down. Oh god, this is pretty rough for Jig.
I mean, he's getting a couple stalkers because of aggressive blink, but nowhere close to the amount of roaches he's losing. And now he's down massively in supply, and like maybe if you had mass swarm hosts, it's okay to be down in supply, but definitely not with roaches. And I don't think he expected that many stalkers. That was a lot of stalkers. Huck playing it safe, going to go around to edge with his less creep, go for the third base over here. We do have, was that Burrow? No, that was just, that was the spines moving around that I heard. But his third base is pretty much dead.
Yeah, that hatchery is dead. You know what? I haven't seen this many stalkers since Justin Bieber's last pro tour around the United States.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stalkers, man.
Yeah. This is definitely almost world record numbers of stalkers around. And you know what? That's the only thing roaches don't like is they don't like stalkers. You're coming around here, getting more spines. So he's going to try to do like some... He has a spire up on 2 bases. It's so rough. I mean, I think he is going to go for a Mutas transition. That's kind of his only play. And just kind of defend. But with the Protoss on 3 bases, it's pretty rough. Maybe if he shows up in the main and kills all the probes really quickly. I don't know.
Oh!
Well.
Ling's a little bit over-eager there.
Oh! No.
Wow. Huck is just not letting anything through.
That one Zergion's like, I made it, guys, I made it! And then 18 stalkers, or excuse me, 24 stalkers just blink right on top of him. Poor little guy there. There are mutas. Are they being stockpiled somewhere? Where are those mutas being sent to? Oh, here they are.
Well, there's only... Okay, they're a little bit lined up.
Flap.
Flapping their wings in space where it's a vacuum. Where you can't actually get wind resistance and propel yourself forward. But that's fine. Probe's going to get... Wow. These are actually doing a lot of damage here.
Absolutely.
Oh, even a recall. I don't know if that was necessary.
Yeah, they're just going to go right to this space. In fact, it might have been counterproductive, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
A stalker warping would have been enough. And all of a sudden... Wait! If he gets a third base with his army...
Oh, no. Okay, an Immortal is there. There are some Zealots there. But remember, he recalled everything back to the main base. I guess he could have... He might still have 100 energy. He could have recalled back to that third, I think. Because if he was at 200 energy on that much... Okay, no, he doesn't. But he's going to be just fine.
He saves the third.
Still scary.
If that third went down, there would have been a chance for the... You know, the comeback. But the other big thing is he lost most of his mutas. He only has 1 left.
Sure.
If he still had, the idea is he would still have to have enough mutas to like force something to stay back to defend beyond just a cannon or 2, right? And that's not true anymore. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh no! Look at these guys.
How many are there?
God, I mean, he probably had, I think he had 8 or 9 before. Yeah.
Those were good force fields.
Yeah.
And there's the GG. Huck is just, he was in complete control of every single aspect of that game.
Absolutely, start to finish. Dominating performance there by Huck. Absolutely.
All right, guys, welcome back. Straight into the game. Let's go. Huck versus Jig. This is game number 2. Huck is up 1-0, and Jig is like, you know what? I'm going to build a jigsaw puzzle. No, he's going to build a pool.
Yeah.
And he's going to build a gas. Which means what, Nick?
Is just very, very fast speed leans. Oh, no. Huck decides he's going to scout. And that was not what Jig wanted, of course. Against the Gateway Expand idea is that they skip the Zelt to go for the Nexus.
Yes.
You can just come in, do a lot of damage. You can focus pylons. You can be annoying. Now that Huck scouted it, it's going to be a little bit trickier because Huck's going to probably not save up for the Nexus. He's going to get a Zealot, get a second Gateway probably very soon. You might even actually just do a wall off here. Excuse me, which would be great.
Right.
In fact, I'm sure he will. He's going to build a second Gateway at the top of that ramp. And it's not looking good for Jig. Obviously, what he can do is he can just not build Zerglings. Like, that's actually what he's doing. He's not building Zerglings, which I kind of like.
Just fake. It's like a fake, essentially.
Yeah.
Like,
just build a hatchery.
You have a plan, and then your opponent reacts, so you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to do that and hope he overreacts. I guess what's happening here. Oh,
no, I built 10. Okay.
So now Nick is less impressed.
Yeah, I would have loved him to just build a hatchery and more drones. And he has speed to fall back on, but the amount he slowed himself down is more into Zerglings than in the actual build, right?
Right.
So obviously the build slows him down, but Huck going 3-gate, defensive is going to slow him down as well.
I mean, it could be a situation where Jig just try to delay that expansion for as long as humanly possible.
Yeah, that's definitely, And the thing is, he does need some Zerglings because he needs to make sure there's no pawns on his side of the map. Because he absolutely doesn't want to have to make more Zerglings than this amount, right?
Right.
And if there was a proxy pylon with 3 gates warping in fact, with the Forge here, he would. But if Huck is stuck playing defense, here's the probe. This probe needs to get found. If Huck can't get a proxy pylon up, it's going to be... Jig doesn't have to worry about attacks. You can see him a minute away.
Yeah.
I was saying a mile away, and I realized it's StarCraft, not actual, like, real-life vision. So a minute away, and that's going to give him the power to react well. Until then, he can drone up like... Look at this. Even taking the third hatchery. I'm just so worried about this probe here.
You always have to worry about every Huck probe.
Yeah.
Even if you're a scouting worker and you see him, and he's just walking, minding his own business, he's not He has a
No.
plan in his mind. He knows every nook and cranny on every map, and he will be a ninja and find those crannies
And the nooks.
and the nooks and build pylons there and stay hidden and scare you.
I don't mind Jig's position though. I still think it's not great. Worker counts are getting fairly even now. Of course, Jig can way outproduce Huck in workers because he's Zerg and he's 2 hatches, a third's on the way. But if Huck plays aggressive, then he's going to have to deal with other threats. And here's Mothership Core. There's a single queen that should be enough of good kiting. Micro, your pro. Drones, run.
Drone's like, leave me alone. Why me, man? There's like, those other 6, they're ugly.
Yep.
Kill them.
Great micro by Jig though. He didn't lose a single
Yeah,
drone.
no, well, canceling the. Yeah, I guess I saw he didn't have a second gas there in the main.
Yeah.
So I guess it's fine.
So yeah, kind of want one to some point anyway.
Sure. I meant to do that.
Yeah.
I meant to do it.
2 more gateways being built by Huck here. So we're going to see some mass gateway pressure, but Jig's already on the roach train, man. But here come the pylons. Probes and pylons, probes and pylons. And Huck likes to emphasize the pylon part more than the probe part. You can see there. Proxy pylons, no probes in production. He's going to be coming at Jig. All guns firing with a 5-gate. Very, very aggressive attack. And Huck needs to get some damage done with this attack.
Jig needs to identify this. He's making. Those are roaches that are meant to deal with like a 3-gate pressure zealot attack. And now he's like, okay, there's nothing attacking me.
This is good though.
Yeah, taking out those rocks is nice.
Very good.
Now he needs to find the probes and the pylons. That's important here. But it's pretty hidden. There's no overlords over there.
Yeah, and he's going lair, which he doesn't want to be going. He just wants to make more units now.
So Jig does not know that Huck is going for this hyper-aggressive move. If Huck can
if he
storm
can
in
get
there,
some
take him
force
off
fields
guard,
here.
get a force field on the ramp,
Yes.
he can at the very least isolate and kill the third. If it's amazing, he can kill the natural, and if it's stupendous, he can just win the game.
Absolutely. I mean, killing a third, I think he wants more than that, honestly.
Yeah.
He has no Twilight Council.
Yes, I agree 100%.
But I think he has got a good shot of doing it well.
He's
Jig's making more and
This
more.
is cool. He's also identifying what his opponent is making,
Oh, he's getting a spore
and he's making stalkers to
Yes.
kind of respond to that, which is pretty awesome. Oh no, those roaches can be force fielded. There's a time warp. Look out for the force fields. There they are. They cannot run. The zealots getting up close and personal, trying to chop them to death. And wow, that's the definition of cost efficiency right there.
Yeah.
Queen getting taken out as well. Hawk, everything is pretty much going his way. We have 7 roaches in production, but there are no force fields in these sentries. So we can't necessarily force field the ramp. The Zealot's trying to chop up a lot of drones here. More stalkers coming forward, 5 at a time. Hawk is just going to try to out-muscle his opponent. It's not about the technical units anymore. It's just about massing those units and killing Jig, and it might work out for him.
Oh, there's the force field on the ramp. Yeah, Jig is just getting devastated here. That first engagement was so bad for Jig. Maybe if he had drones pre-pulled or if he had a spine on the ramp, it could look different. But as this natural is going to fall, Jig's going to try to formulate a defense, but there's a certain point where Huck can actually reinforce faster than Jig due to having lost that natural expansion.
Wow. This Huck, I can't tell. See, a lot of people are watching this say, okay, Jig is not that good, kind of a thing. But I don't think that's the case at all. I think people would be I think that'd be poorly misguided if they said that. Huck is playing really well right now. He came to play, he's prepared.
Although Jig is making a defense of it, he's losing a lot of drones, but he's starting to push things back. But here come more Zealots in from the front. And while it looked like Jig might have had a chance there, the reinforcements are so strong for Huck. A lot of speed is being built by Jig, and that could be his key back in this game. There's only 4 Zealots, but I guess and when I said a lot of speed, it's not that many.
Yeah. And it's
Here they come.
74 to 42. Huck is still in 2 base economy. He's fine back home. The Ling's coming in, trying to make something happen. The Stalker's trying to stay behind the Zealots. You want your Zealots to engage with the Zerglings to maximize your cost efficiency, keep those Stalkers alive. There's the GG, and a Huck taking a very quick 2-0 advantage in this best of 5. Monday night, it's New York City. Football's on, but StarCraft's on. That's what's important right now.
That is absolutely more important.
Who cares about guys and pads throwing things
You know,
when there's StarCraft to be watched?
does a drone have a pad?
No.
And he's not dealing with
the drones die.
That's right.
It doesn't get more brutal than that.
This is real sport.
Yes.
Real sport. We're for real Zergs and real Protoss and real Terran.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what the Terran are? They're all criminals. Originally, it was a criminal ship sent out to space that formed the first colony in StarCraft 1. You think if you had a football team with all criminals, it would look the same way.
Okay, who would win, that team or a team of the Night's Watch, who are all criminals as well?
Ooh. I don't know. Are we talking?
That's a good question.
You know, it
isn't
depends. Is Adam Sandler leading one of the criminal football teams?
Oh, that's a great point. That would depend. Yeah,
he's pretty good at leading criminals.
he is. You're right. You're absolutely right. I did not even consider that.
Yeah.
Guys, you're watching. This is it, man. This might be, if Huck wins, he's gonna be jumping up and down. Maybe.
Yeah. I think he'll give a hop.
See, this
not
is
a full blown jump. Like I've almost never known Huck to do a full blown jump.
Yeah.
But he'll hop a bit.
Now is this okay?
And you know,
just hop a bit.
With some extra, and it's like energetic short hops. You know,
right.
like a.
Do you think he's playing while standing right now? Is it that intense?
No.
No.
Yeah, playing while standing.
So he'd have to get up, move his chair over, and then jump.
Well, it's like a little like you kick the chair
you're
back.
still in your seat and you're like.
You
okay,
kick the chair. No,
See,
you
I'm
kick the chair back.
Oh.
And you kind of do a hop and you get out of your chair at the same time.
Okay. What if his kitten is behind him?
He doesn't have a kitten.
Okay. I want to make sure. I always think of the kittens. I'm always thinking of the kittens.
You could have like a Korean friend behind him.
Yeah, that's true. He's at the EG house?
I think he's in San Francisco, so maybe he has like Demosum behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Huck is.
And Demosum is very breakable, so.
Right.
That could actually go bad.
Huck, if he wins here again, he gets that all expenses paid trip to New York City. Now Jig, he needs to get things together here.
Yeah.
I feel like game one, he played his standard, but it just didn't go his way, so he got kind of flustered, and then went for that strategy in game two. I feel like it's possible if he just goes back to the drawing board, plays how he knows, and just believes in himself.
He's not taking guys off gas.
And not make little mistakes, so you can make sure you stay in good shape as the game goes along. 4 queens going to be
3.
the opening here.
Or
there's a 4th one on the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in production. You're right. Sorry,
it's okay.
My brain is. I'm curious as to, so this is interesting. This looks like a Zerg versus Terran build. Oh, I'm dumb. It's obviously just upgraded Zerg build.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay, Nick.
Yep. I was thinking
it's been a long weekend.
Yeah.
If we make a mistake here and there, I feel like we should be forgiven.
Well, interesting. He's only getting a single Evo and a faster lair. I don't know what he's up to, man. And he's crazily spreading creep.
Options.
It's like a Nidus
Swarm host.
Yeah, I was almost thinking that.
+1 missile, and then you get the infestation pit right away when the layer finishes.
And the creep spread aggressive.
The issue here is going to be the gateway stuff, though, right? So you get a Roach Warren right now.
Yeah, if he's on 2 base, he should be fine with that. Or it could even be like a Nidus.
Oh, yeah, just stay on 2 base. That's true.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's planning on taking a 3rd until he does something. It's something aggressive, but it's like a cool
I feel like because he has those queens already, the 4 queens, it might be the Nidus Swarm host type thing.
Yeah, or it could be just Nidus Roach, honestly. Well, he's on 3 gas? I mean, he might just go Roaches, right?
Ooh, Dark Templar Shrine. That's not what
oh, no.
And that Overlord's going to scout it.
Oh, will it?
Yes,
will it scout it?
It will.
You think so?
Yep.
It's going to scout the Twilight.
You see how confident I am? It's not even hesitation.
He didn't see it.
He did.
No, he's out of Twilight. Look at this.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, but not the Dark Shrine.
Oh,
yeah.
So you're asking about the Dark Shrine. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but that's enough that he can suspect it.
Yep.
I mean, but he's already there. He can build an Overseer. He's not. I don't think he's too worried about it.
Okay, it's roach speed. Fast roach speed. It's making 9 roaches.
Yeah.
Now he can take a 3rd right now. Yeah, he's taking a 3rd.
So this is weird. I guess he just wanted to play super. You know what?
Burrow.
His build is kind of designed to blind counter like a 5-gate like Huck did last game. Is actually what it.
Oh. Legend Core has to recall.
Indeed.
Queens are very upset they didn't get a kill.
So here's the Spore Crawlers coming up in the front there. There should be one in the main as well. Maybe not. Maybe just can guard the front and he's be happy, right? I guess that's all he needs. He can always build an Overseer if some DTs slip by. 3rd base could be a potential vulnerability, but again, I think he's actually doing great this game. Jig is looking strong. I mean,
is this more what he's doing or what Huck's doing, do you think?
Well, it's
because I mean, Huck is investing a lot into.
It's the way they're matching up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
It's not like they're playing particularly better than each other. It's just the build routes, the tech trees that they decided to go along. Jigs is looking much better.
Poor DTs.
A lot of roaches. Roach speed is about to finish as well. DT's going to get sniped, and he's got to get off creep. Did he use his recall earlier? Does he even have energy for that? He might get tracked down.
Not even with the arm.
Oh, and his speed's about to kick in.
Well, he's
distracted by the DT.
Yeah. Can he path it? Stop! Oh, look at that! That's like Warcraft 3 moves
You know,
around right there.
That's fancy. I would have rather he tracked down that arm in the middle, though.
Yeah, but
That's just me
yeah,
being
he also wasn't
cynical.
sure he could
I'm a
track it
cynical
down.
guy, man. I am the least positive
You
guy.
gotta enjoy things in
Yeah,
life.
I hate everything.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the guy who says all the negative things.
If there's X amount of negative things, you cover every
Those
single
are,
one.
yeah, I literally,
that's
that X is me.
Yep. So it's still just roaches, but I actually don't mind that. I think he can just deny the third of Huck. I don't know if he should go up here, though. This many Zealots is such a good damage output if he traps him with force fields.
Oh, be careful. Maybe bait and force field, but don't overextend.
Yeah.
And droning is great right now.
And there's no need for
I
him
think
to engage this.
Hydrogen or Infestation Pit would be good.
I honestly don't mind this tunneling clause.
Just mass roaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think against someone.
Oh, yeah, he got Burrow. You're right.
Yeah.
You're
He
right.
has Burrow. Tunneling clause is on the way. I think he wants to wait for tunneling clause. Oh, this could be bad for him.
Yeah, there's an observer there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because it's one of those situations where that's what you want to do if you have tunneling claws. kind of
Wow,
thing.
it actually worked out.
Where you press really, yeah, I think the observers were following the other roaches.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's see, another immortal on the way. See, Huck is identifying that his opponent is making a lot of roaches. That's why we're not seeing him really stray his tech too much. He's like,
yeah.
okay, my
His
opponent's
tech
making a
is
lot of
fine,
roaches,
yeah.
so I'm just going to keep up with the immortal production. If he makes anything else, then I'm going to start adjusting. Like if he starts smelling Hydras
Mutas
coming out,
could be a big
Mutas,
one to
that's
look
when he
for.
starts, you know, switching up his tech a little bit, changing up a little bit to correctly counter what his opponent's making.
I'll be very afraid of Mutas right now if I was Huck. But that's because he doesn't know that the tunneling claws are on the way. And Jig is saving a lot of resources. He might just wait for the Hydras and then do a big attack on third.
I think that's his plan, yeah.
Yep.
Take a fourth, like right now would be a great time to take a
Oh,
fourth,
yeah.
I think.
He's got the, in fact, oh, I thought that was a drone. I assume this was a drone, this little glob of goo.
Glob of goo.
It is not a drone. In fact, it is a glob of goo called a changeling.
Yes, that will change into an enemy unit, but
Only once it sees
how do you
it.
even explain a changeling, really? I don't even
Well,
know.
it's a glob of goo that when it sees a race, it turns into the basic unit of that race.
Sure, but it's not an actual unit. It's a fake. It doesn't do any damage.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a clone, like Ditto in Pokemon. Is
You
that?
lost.
No, I
you
already
always,
lost you.
You always lose with these Pokemon things, man.
Oh, man.
Mother Course forced a time warp though to save itself. That's pretty nice for Jig, and he's actually getting Infestation Pit too. So he has transitions behind us, getting a fourth base and a fifth hatchery, I think, in the main here. I'd like to see him put some pressure on Huck though. Honestly, like if he's gonna.
Quick update, by the way. Major eliminated DeMuslim 2-0 in the lower bracket. So DeMuslim is out of this tournament. He will not be traveling to IEM New York City.
So there's 3 players in lower bracket right now, and the loser of this series will join them, right? Am I correct in that?
I can verify that right now for you.
Yeah, go ahead and check that.
Yes,
And why don't you list those players? for me,
Hendrilisk,
Alex?
Suppy. Oh, hold on. Let me refresh. Hendrilisk defeated Suppy.
Okay.
And now it's going to be QXC versus Major in the lower bracket. That's probably going to be happening right now.
We might catch that. We'll
Think
see.
so? Okay.
Yeah. And then it's going to be Hendrilisk versus
I feel like it would
the
make the
loser
most
of
sense to let them play and then jump into the
The
loser
next
of
one?
this versus Hendrilisk.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That
you're
way
right.
we can do the next round right away.
You're right.
Okay, here we go. Huck coming in here. Roaches versus Hydras. That's a lot of Hydras. No Colossia, but that's a lot of Immortals. Those force fields were incredible. Perfectly splitting up that army. And now Jake is running. And he's going to unburrow and try to take down some Stalkers. That's actually a decent unburrow to take down those Stalkers, but Huck might have too much. Jacob, 172 to 124 in supply. He needs those reinforcements on the field. His creep spread is fantastic. More Hydras swooping on in here. Does he have enough to DPS down this Protoss army?
I mean, just trading isn't too bad for Jig here. I think Huck got a slightly more cost-efficient trade, but Jig can replace his units so easily, right?
Yeah.
And he's teching behind us. His Hive is almost up. All the sentries are gone. And remember, Jig's up to 8 gas now, so... Well, Huck did very well that engagement.
Yes. Any trade, Jig is happy with because he has that amazing economy. He can replenish those
And
units
now,
without too much trouble.
Look at this. Huck felt compelled to add 4 more sentries, which I think is obviously the right call, but that's a lot. That's slowing down his progression to either Colossi, to Templar, to all these other scare units.
Oh.
This one I don't know if Jig wants.
No, he's off creep.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just trying to make sure there's no fourth from Huck, trying to scare Huck.
Does he have a mass tech idea behind this, or is this just pure Roach Hydra, maybe mixing some Vipers later?
Yeah, I mean, Vipers seem like they'd be amazing.
Because if there's like a Spire lurking, you always have that option to make those mutas behind whatever you're doing.
There's no Spire.
Okay.
There's a Hive, though.
Okay, so we'll likely incorporate...
Oh, there's just 2 Spires
Ooh,
now.
there we go. So he might do that later. And I like that move, especially when you get on to 4 bases. That's when you start getting your 8 gases.
Yep.
And at this point in time, Jig, he's like wanting to conserve a lot of resources when those Spire finish. So try to be as cost efficient as possible with these Roaches and Hydras, but you do not want to lose them.
For nothing. Yep,
right.
Absolutely. Doesn't want to push in here.
And you also don't want to be too tentative where your opponent's going to kind of get a guess what you're doing. Look at this creep spread, by the way.
Oh, yeah. The creep spread is at the front of the natural. I like this multi-attack.
Yes.
This is great. And this, you should exactly pull back when... You don't really engage your army in a choke. So you attack 2 chokes. Whichever choke the army defends, you pull back from. Here, yeah, he's going to pull back. He doesn't want to fully commit. Just kind of keeping Huck pinned back. Meanwhile, like you mentioned, creep rate is insane. If he can get it over here, I think he did at one point. Huck just, pushed that back quite a bit.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yes. And like the creep is so valuable. Of course, his vision, your units go faster. You can the counterattacks are so much stronger because you can just dip and dodge between these bases much easier.
Huck's anticipating the split though. He split as well. An aggressive blink might cost a few Stalkers their lives.
I wish Jig would take the base on the middle left to really make his gas super powerful. I would love to see that.
He's thinking about it.
I don't think there's a reason not to take that right now.
No, not really.
Because he's really stockpiling that gas. He's going to start with the 1-1 on the upgrades. He's definitely thinking about that muta transition. But that muta transition is much easier if you have 10 gas. Again, it's it's a small difference, but
I actually kind of feel he should have gone Brood Lords, honestly. I mean, mutas are going to be great here, right? Don't get me wrong, they can be great, but we saw before, we saw, mutas can work, but what happens if you, they hit 2 great storms, you lose them all, right?
That was Cats versus Avilo, I think.
Yeah. Or no, it was a Protoss. It was the
Oh,
Archons.
yeah, of course. Who was it? SWS?
Yeah, I think it was SWS versus, was it Cats?
It was Cats.
Okay, Cats was SWS maybe.
I think it was Cats.
Yeah, I think it was, whatever. The point is that muted, from this position, Jig shouldn't lose, right? He's way ahead. Mutas give you a chance, they give you the opportunity to mess up, right? You could accidentally fly them into their army and you're dead.
Mutas are fun though, dude.
They are fun, but...
That's why I make them. Brood Lords are boring and slow.
Mutas can still work, don't get me wrong.
Oh,
great force field.
I might have just turned and fight there.
Yeah.
Until the High Templar there, well...
He's just focusing on his harass. He should really kill that Templar Archives probably.
He's just coming in. 5 spines already being built somewhere at that 4th base on the right-hand side. Now, Huck has to decide, does he go back immediately, or does he push and then recall? Oh, so many probes dying.
He might deal with this with Warpins, but he's going to lose a lot of probes. I mean, recall. If he recalls, he's stuck on 3 bases the rest of the game, right?
Yep.
I don't think.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He should kill that 4th base and run. I don't think it's productive pursuing army right now, because the army can just run, and Jig doesn't really care about his army that much.
Yeah.
He cares about his mutas. That's what he cares about.
Yeah, Huck's being indecisive with his army, just clearing up creep.
This is all time, just walking around, not really doing much.
Yeah. Now he's splitting up, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yes, he's got Templar and Immortals are going to totally run
and this is going to destroy this space.
He's got to not lose all his Templar. They're very important.
Yeah, he shouldn't.
But meanwhile, he's how many workers kill us up to?
I'm afraid
37.
to look, and you showed me, and I winced.
Yeah. Now Stalkers are rejoining.
Okay, here we go. Storm's going down. Muta's thinking about engaging there, but a lot of High Templar are here.
He got all the High Templar. He forced him.
Didn't he?
Yeah, and
that's good. 10 more mutas on the way.
And he's got another bunch of. I mean, he's got how many?
Oh, he has so many mutas.
27. He'll be at
27
plus,
yeah.
But there are 3 Archons, and there's so many Immortals that the Spines can't do too much.
And he can't make this. Maybe make the Spines all the way on the middle left. Maybe even take the top left at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I could just see him just pure base trade, honestly.
Yeah.
Pure base trade is the way to go.
He has too many minerals, though. Okay, where are the mutas? Is he thinking about engaging this?
I think that's a mistake. Oh, no.
You don't want to lose any mutas.
He has so much minerals. Just build hatcheries everywhere and base trade. Oh, this is nice. Pick off some units in the side.
Stray units is great. And he still has the Hydras here.
Oh, if he can engage the Stalkers without the Archons, that's great.
Yes, or the Immortals even.
Yep.
Remember, okay, Huck has to keep his army together. He knows this. And now Jig is the undecisive one, really. Indecisive one. He's kind of...
Well, he's scared of engaging.
Yeah, no, these are hard decisions to make. These are the decisions that will decide who's staying in this tournament, who's going down to the lower bracket. Remember, Huck is 1 win away from getting an all-expenses-paid trip to IEM New York City.
Now, the upgrades is actually kind of key. So the Mutas are 1-1. The Protoss is 3-1.
Yep.
The Roach Hydra is 2-1. So everybody's fairly close in upgrades. And there's only... there's a Storm here. That could be big. In fact, it could be close to 2 Storms. Ooh, that was a nice pick off on a stalker there.
And Huck's trying to remake the probes here right now.
Yep, he is. He's sneaking his way back into this economically.
Jig is trying to find out units that are isolated. He doesn't want to engage it head on,
Jig
though.
could just wipe out all these bases.
Now there's High Templar getting energy back home.
Yeah, oh, that was nice. Jig actually can use the regen and slowly pick away at this. There's only one Templar. He's got to be careful, though. Oh,
what is he making there?
Roaches. Yeah,
cancel those. And he is mining from the base, his third base, but
Yeah.
he's having to remake a bunch of tech. Like, he lost all of his tech.
He is taking another hatchery on the left side. Economy is actually very even right now, but it's going to get better and better for Huck as he has so many bases to mine from.
So the issue here is Huck getting back home. Oh my god, a massive storm out of the mutas. They're going to regen that, though, so not the biggest of deals. Just got to make sure those juicy Archon shots don't happen.
I've been waiting for this for such a long time.
There we go.
Because this army, it actually doesn't really help out in a battle because all these Immortals have nothing to do anyways but kill the Roach Hydra, right? It's like Roach Hydra plus Muta is barely better than just Mutas alone against an army. And there's one Muta leading the flock. That's kind of funny. Even if he kills this and this, Huck will mine out of this very fast, actually. So yeah, if he can kill the third and fourth of Huck, I think he'll be very happy.
High Templar's thinking about engaging. Huck realizes how important it is to save that, but looks like he is going to forfeit it for now. Moving his army over to the left-hand side, going to try to engage at that third base. Spines are being set up. Will this be the time Jig decides to engage? 3 Archons there. Those are going to be the scariest things. The Roach is coming for the mutas. What are they going to try to target down? A great shot there from the Archon, doing a lot of splash damage onto the mutas. A storm going down. Oh, and a great shot from the Archon. So many mutas falling there, and this is not the engagement Jig was looking for. Huck doing great damage to those mutas, but does Jig still have enough here?
Oh, I think if he counterattacks and regens, I think his mutas could beat this once they regen. So he's got to keep building hatcheries. He's got to build a hatchery over here, and he's got to send the mutas. He's got to find a way to kill these Templar. If he can kill the Templar, actually he's going to keep skirmishing with this. There's only 2 Archons and a few. One of these Archons almost dead. I feel Jig isn't out of it. It's obviously looking great for Huck, but and he's pulling back some more roaches.
Okay, trying to isolate those units. Oh, targeting down the Archons with the Roaches. That's a great decision. And now he's just going to try to Magic Box over those Archons. No anti-air remaining except for sentries, which are decent against mutas, but they're going to get tickled. Got to pull back the ground units. Just finish off the Immortals with those mutas. A little bit of miscontrol here. Every unit is so important here, but that army is taken down. However, Huck still has stuff right now.
He does, absolutely. And he has so many Templar here.
I don't think that engagement went as well as it should have there for Jig.
No.
Just killing that army wasn't enough there. You had to be cost efficient while doing it.
Yeah. I think Jig, the supplies can be deceiving though. Yes, Huck's army is much stronger. Yes, he has more workers, but the workers are going to be useless pretty soon, right? Once he mines out, the workers can't do too much. And Jig has so much mobility. There's not enough stalkers to beat this Muta flock.
Still has a good amount of money too.
Yeah, if he can just keep building, he's building hatcheries everywhere, which is great. He's already got a couple on the way. He's got to play for the base trade though. He can't take on that army. Just go for the Nexuses. Maybe even finish off. There are 2 Templar there, but you can kind of like eat a storm and run away, right? 1 Muta. He's scouting for.
He's trying to bait the Stalkers to blink under there or something, and then come in with the rest of the mutas.
I don't.
Oh.
I mean, I don't. Playing footsie with this is scary because a storm will hurt him, then the Stalkers can finish him off, and you should just evac. Run, probes, drones.
Evac.
Drones, run!
Evac, order. 9er, 5er, 9er. Oh, there's the
drones! They didn't get the evac order in time.
And that is not the last one. There's a hatchery on the right side. A storm going down, trying to keep those mutas away.
Lost 1 muta.
You can't lose any mutas. The biggest advantage for Jig now is that those mutas regen that energy.
Yep.
Or that health.
Oh, the Broodlings took out 1 Templar, maybe even 2 there.
Whoa.
But yeah, I mean, the mutas can't really. They should have been killing this, right? This is over. I mean, Jig can't win from here.
This is such an important game for both these players. If Jig loses, he is going to be knocked down to the lower bracket. If Huck wins this game, which it looks like he's going to do, he will get an all-expenses-paid trip to IEM New York City, and we might be nearing the final stages of this game. It's 83-31 in supply. The mutas from Jig. He's trying to be Jadong right now, but I just don't know if he has. I don't even know if
even
it's
there's
possible.
no storms, there's an Archon and a lot of Stalkers there.
Yeah.
It's almost enough. And the thing is, Huck is mining.
Oh no, this might be it.
Yeah.
Huck coming to the space on the right-hand side. Jig wondering what could have been. His hatchery's going to be gone. These are the last buildings. There are some buildings at the bottom. I'm going to try to engage, but that's the last potential mining base there for Jig.
He's building a bunch of drones. so he can build another. He can build more hatcheries. And the thing is, this is actually eventually he might kill this, right? But like,
Huck is just remaking.
Yeah,
right?
look at look at the economy. Like you pick off a stalker here or there.
Yeah.
It looks cool, but he can build 4 stalkers a minute with his economy, right? Are you gonna kill 4 a minute? Probably not.
You're not. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean he's trying to
One
rebuild
drone
hatcheries. I'm not. I just don't. Oh, another. Oh no.
Yeah. So, Jig made a great run. I think we should talk about that though.
Well, he's not done yet.
Right. He made a great run in the winner bracket.
Yeah.
He's going to be in the lower bracket. Look out for him. But I just want to emphasize that while it was a 3-0 there from Huck, Huck played so well. And we were watching Jig the entire weekend.